Hi everyone! So today I wanted to show you how I glitter my pencil cups. As you can see, I have already prepped my cup. I painted it yellow and I painted the bottom black. This is where the lead is. I used the Rust-Oleum 2x spray paint. I used electrical tape to tape off this part. This is where the silver band is going to be. These zigzag area is going to be where the pencil is shaven. That will be gold. And then the bottom down here is the pencil lead, so it will be black. And the colors I'm going to be using today is this great pink. It's by Itsy Bitsy Glitters and it's called Hot Chicks. And then I have this silver, which will go here. I'm not really sure what brand it is. It's kind of a combination of all the silvers I've ever used. This one is Sunflower, and it's also by Itsy Bitsy Glitters. This will be the yellow part of the pencil. I have this gold, and it is Midas. It's also by Itsy Bitsy Glitters. And that will be this zigzag portion. And then I have Panther right here, and this will be the lead part. This is also by Itsy Bitsy Glitters. Alright, so let's get started. So the way I glitter my cups is sort of a epoxy, Mod Podge, hybrid kind of thing. I've not seen any other videos that show you guys how to do this, so I thought I would make one. So I already have my epoxy mixed up right here. I didn't want you guys to have to watch me do that. I used about 2 milliliters of parts A and 2 milliliters of parts B. So I'm just going to take my gloved finger and I'm going to start with the black. I do that for 2 reasons. One is that if I start on the bottom, it'll be easy for me to take this cup off and sprinkle glitter on the rest of it. Sprinkle glitter on the bottom. The other part is the other reason is that if I were to do this last, after I did my yellow and my pink, the black would maybe get into the yellow and pink glitter and kind of dull its color. And I don't want that. They're so vibrant. I don't want the black to be mixed in with them. So this is just a really thin layer, just like you would do with any other epoxy method type cup. That looks pretty good. And now I'm going to get the very bottom here. When I first started making these cups, I used the Mod Podge method, and it really seemed to take a long time. And then I thought I would try this way one day just to see what happens, since I haven't seen anybody do this before. I'm going to take this off and sprinkle the bottom. And so doing it this way really seems to cut down on the time that it takes to make these guys. So I'm going to sprinkle the bottom, get that really well. I've tried different ways to get the glitter on the bottom of my glitter cups, and so far the easiest way I have found is just to take it off the turner and do the bottom. Some people don't do their bottoms, and that's fine too. I like the glitter on the bottom. Alright, so that's pretty good. Now I'm going to put this guy back on here. Turn this back on, and I'm going to finish with the black glitter. I want to give this a really good coat so that when I take the stencil part off, I will have really good, crisp, clean lines. So I always struggle with the Mod Podge when I'm doing a large area to get the Mod Podge smooth before it dries, and to get my glitter on there before it dries. So doing it this way really eliminates some of that struggle that I had. I'm just going to set this to the side, and then when I'm done with this video, I will put it back in the shaker. We get a clean sheet of paper here. Alright, so the black is done. If I had gotten any black glitter on this part that's supposed to be yellow or this part that's supposed to be pink, I could take like a soft paintbrush and brush it off. And that way it doesn't mix with it. So the next color I'm going to do is the pink. After you do the black, it really doesn't matter what color you do next. So when I'm doing the putting the epoxy on, I want to get it really good on the edge here. However, I don't want a bunch of epoxy on my tape. So if you can see, it did get on my tape, but it's not all the way through my tape. So I'm going to spread this out a little bit better. I saw some areas that didn't have any epoxy on it. Alright, that looks pretty good. So this is the pink part. So I'm going to use this Hot Chicks. And I want to get a really good layer of glitter on this part. After you take the tape off, if you notice that you've missed a spot, you can always put some Mod Podge on there and then sprinkle more glitter over the top of it. So it's an easy fix if you see spots that you didn't get glitter on. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm going to set this to the side. So now what I'm going to do, oh, I need this back. Let's put this back under here for a second. So I'm going to take this paintbrush and sort of get rid of this pink that's close to the edge here. Try and keep it out of my yellow. These edges look pretty good. I don't really see any black near this edge. Or maybe I had a little because I see some falling off. Okay, so put another sheet of paper under there. And put some more epoxy. Put another thin layer of epoxy here where the yellow goes. Getting it really close and even just barely going over the tape. So if I were doing this with Mod Podge, I would still be sitting there. And maybe I would have one color on and it would probably need me to do it all again because I wouldn't have gotten the glitter on before the Mod Podge dried. So I would have a ton of bare spots. So I'm just trying to get this really thin without missing any areas. I want it all to be covered with epoxy. And I only mixed up 2 milliliters of both parts A and B, and I am probably still going to have some left over. I didn't know if 1 milliliter would be enough, so I just did 2, just to make sure. When I make these cups, I'm usually making like 4 at a time or something. So I usually mix up more epoxy. So down here with these zigzags, I'm just going to take my finger and go along the stencil line. I want really good coverage there, but I also still need it to be really thin. As my cup is spinning around, I'm looking for any areas that don't have epoxy on it. And once I'm done, I'm just going to go back and make sure that everything is covered. This area has too much. So I think I got that pretty good. Now I'm just going to go up and down as my cup spins, just to make sure that I have epoxy on all of it. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. And as you can see, I still have some epoxy left, so probably 1 milliliter of each part A and part B would be fine. Alright, so the color we have left to do is Sunflower. And this is by Itsy Bitsy Glitter. I buy a lot of my glitters from Itsy Bitsy Glitters. They seem to be really good quality, and I have never been disappointed with anything that I have purchased from there. I'll add the link to it down below. Alright, that looks pretty good. So I'm going to let this guy spin for about, I don't know, 45 minutes to an hour, just to where this to where it feels a little dry, but it's not all the way dry. Maybe it's still a little tacky. So after about 45 minutes to an hour, take your stencil parts off, and then once you do that, you will have a cup that looks like this. So these two areas still need to have glitter. Put this guy down. Take off this other glove. And so the way you do that is with Mod Podge. I need to angle the camera a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Move these out of the way. Like this. And I'm just going to do one area just so you guys can get the idea. Oh, I need a paintbrush. Thought I had everything ready. I didn't, as you can see. So when I did this one, I got a little bit of black glitter on here. It's not going to matter a whole lot because that's where the gold goes, but I'm going to try and wipe it off with an alcohol wipe. I should have wiped it off when it was still wet, but I didn't notice it. Alright, so I'm going to angle this camera over a little bit. I hope you guys can still see okay. I like to use a paintbrush. And so I'm just going to brush the Mod Podge on. I want to get right up to that glitter line. And you can feel there's kind of a ridge there. I probably should be using a bigger paintbrush to do this with. So you just get right up to the glitter line. And I want to try and smooth this out the best that I can, so there aren't any ridges in the Mod Podge. I'm just going to do this little area, and then I'll come back later and do the rest of it. I just don't want you guys to have to sit there and watch me paint this Mod Podge on. So once you've done it all the way around, you would sprinkle your glitter on. And then tap your cup. And there you have some pretty good lines. And then you would do the same with this area up here with the silver. Just paint the Mod Podge right up against the ridge of the glitter. And then boom, you're done. You're done glittering your cup. And when it's finished, it'll look like this. I have a couple areas on this cup where I have to go back and add some more Mod Podge and glitter, like this area. My Mod Podge dried too quick. I didn't have enough on there, so my glitter didn't stick very well. And I'll just go back over it with this. And sprinkle some more on there. I think I used a different glitter. That's okay. Now I'm going to have to change the whole color of that, but that's okay. I kind of like this glitter better. So there you go. That is how I glitter my pencil cups. If you guys liked this video and you want to see more of my videos, subscribe to my channel, like and share this video with your friends, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Happy crafting.